Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman by heading over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hey everyone!
Hello.
What another episode of Hypecast? Show where we get hyped
Hypecast.
about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I am your other co-host, David Bell.
Hey, I'm kind of a co-host. I'm Val Tosi.
Yeah.
And I'm the president of the show, Jeff May.
Are
Okay.
you're stepping down from treasurer?
Is president a step down?
Well, I mean, you're stepping down from your role as treasurer.
You're resigning. as
Oh,
treasurer.
no,
can't-
it turns out I got caught for a lot of embezzling, but apparently the president can't technically commit a crime, I found out recently.
Oh,
Yes,
isn't that
that's
interesting?
So that way I can be exonerated from my embezzling.
So you pardoned yourself. That's cool.
I'm
Right.
playing the long con in the Hypecast game.
Some real five-dimensional
You're gonna-
chess.
You're going to drain this Hypecast swamp?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
about
gosh,
time
yes.
we got good, non-political movie news talker about
Sure.
it.
Sure.
This is where we start over, right?
No, we
never.
keep going. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't edit anything. It's all, it's raw.
It
it's
is
like,
Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
It's too late. We've left the atmosphere. It's we're all
Oh,
in.
that's a good one. With left the atmosphere.
You mean as a segue?
Yeah, it's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's start with our first
Our
trailer.
first trailer is Ed Asner.
Ed Asner.
Ed
As
Asner,
Ed
folks.
Asner.
Hollywood legend.
I'm a movie about space.
The
This
whole
is-
movie. He's just painted up like space.
This is it's Brad Pitt chasing Tommy Lee Jones through space?
I guess.
Yes.
Also, poor Liv Tyler. Her boyfriends are always floating away from her. I
I
mean,
know. They always got to
She's
go to
always-
space to save the world.
I
Or
know.
she's
Or
always
Mordor.
like waiting for them.
Or
Yeah,
Mordor,
Or
yes.
Mordor.
She's got to sit in Hugo Weaving's gazebo and cry.
Ugh.
It's called Ad Astra. Is what it's actually called.
Sure.
Oh, I was way off in my research then.
Yeah. You guys excited for this?
No,
It's
but
no.
I'm sure it'll be great.
No.
Okay, so I am the only person excited for this shitty movie.
I bet here's the thing. I'm not excited, but I feel like it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be Oscar bait or whatever. Like, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
I disagree with the Oscar bait. I think this movie, the trailer wants it to seem very serious, and then it includes a shot of a gunfight on the moon with rovers, and it was like, okay, I don't think this is going to be serious at all. You can't have that. You can't have that in your movie, right? You can't have a rover chase where they're shooting at each other on the moon.
Yeah, man, you can have that if you deep down try and imagine and believe in yourself.
Right.
Yes.
You can
That's all
have
it
that
takes.
and more.
It's like a Call of Duty mission. That's like Call of Duty Future Warfare,
Yeah.
whatever they call it, where you're like fighting on the moon.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
it's the idea of a ridiculous SNL sketch, one or the other.
So do you figure Tommy Lee Jones is playing his character from Space Cowboys?
Yes.
I actually think he's playing Two-Face. It's going to be a surprise.
Can
A
it
real,
be
a
both?
real twist.
surprise reveal.
Like the end of Split. You know, when
Right.
you realize it's in the Unbreakable universe.
Right. They'll cut to Val Kilmer in a diner as Batman.
It's just weird, kind of chubby Val Kilmer.
Not quite fitting in the suit.
Yeah.
It looks interesting because they were like, here's my dad. He was in space. And it's a photo of young Tommy Lee Jones.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, man, I see it.
Not that, yeah. They don't even, like, young Tommy Lee Jones still looks like 40-year-old.
Well,
Tommy Lee
25-year-old
Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones looks 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
He's got some hard years in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he was smoking a pack of Camels in the womb. Like it's
He looks like every other character from Chernobyl.
Yeah. You guys been watching it? You guys caught up?
Like literally this morning.
Yeah.
That whole
we just were like riding in silence today. We're like,
that whole show, I'm like, I'm uncomfortable and I hate every single second of this. And if it doesn't win every Emmy, I'm going to riot.
yeah.
I loved it. I was like delighted by the show.
Haven't watched it yet.
It's just
watch it, man.
it's so insane knowing that everything in it happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the real heartbreaking part.
It's aggressively stressful because you know the results.
Mm-hmm.
It's like watching Rogue One, but if it really happened.
Yeah.
From what I've read, it's even kind of like toned down. Like the reality of it is even crazier than what they show on the show.
And that's you're saying that about a show that, spoilers, kills puppies. So
that episode was rough.
got a whole dog killing episode.
Ad Astra's like Chernobyl in space.
Yeah. It's a good sign that we're just talking about Chernobyl.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just very excited about that show because it was very good.
This movie to me is sort of like Gravity, where I was like, sure, I'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
or
wasn't
like
invested in it.
or the is it The Martian? Because Matt Damon's in that one too, right?
Yes.
This is another one coming out, right? Matt Damon's not in this one.
No, he's in one coming up.
He could be in this one. We don't know.
He could be.
He showed up in Interstellar.
Yeah, it was a real surprise, Damon.
Well, that's okay. That's what I mean is that the trailer's presenting itself as Gravity, as Interstellar, as The Martian. But I can't stress enough, there's a scene where rovers are chasing on the moon, shooting at each other.
It's more of an action event horizon than anything else.
Like I can't take this movie seriously if it's going to include that. Like it's no big deal. Like it's just one of the shots.
I'm on board with the casual use of a rover gun battle on the moon. Like I'm actually like the fact that they don't make that a highlight of the trailer, that it's not a thing to focus primarily on, actually piques my interest a little bit extra.
Right. It's like a footnote.
Yeah. It's like not mentioning a car chase and the French connection in the same conversation.
It's also funny because right now, it's June, early June, and we're having this conversation. We're like, yeah, sure, whatever about this movie. A month from now, we're going to be like, let's go see that movie for the 7th time because it's 115 degrees outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Their entire
Ad Astra, we have air conditioning. And you're in Burbank.
It's very specific marketing.
Yeah,
would be
it's
very
your
effective.
last line of defense against heat stroke.
That's how movies did well during the Depression, by the way.
It's somewhere to go. It's somewhere to go. Okay, next trailer.
It's also how movies do well during my depression.
Oh.
Hey, it's just a place to go.
Aww.
I just want to sit in the dark, not at home.
Exactly, yeah.
It is delightful. Okay, the next trailer came out like
right after we
second
recorded, last week.
But we have to talk about it because it's Pixar's next film.
Yeah.
And it's called Onward.
Yep.
Can I bring up my favorite part about Onward?
Yes.
About this whole thing. This is the big reveal to me that Chris Pratt can't do voices.
No. You're right. He's just himself.
He can't. He's just a different volume of Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
There's no voice change. It's all just a slight up or down with him.
That's
fair.
okay.
That's fair.
It is kind of a shocker.
It's weird to think about, though. When you watch it, you're like, oh, that's Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do that with most things anyway. You're like, oh yeah, that's 100%.
Well, with Alan Tudyk or something like that, you're like, oh, that was Alan Tudyk. That's exciting. That's fun.
Some actors can do voices.
Yeah.
Some are just like, no, I'm not even going to fucking try and
I'm
act.
still going to make $18 million to come in and just talk.
You just Costner your way through. It's like, I'm not doing a fucking voice.
Yeah.
Are you guys interested in this movie?
I feel like they didn't show it. Like they didn't give much to go on.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Like-
interested in this.
Yeah, like it looks cute. Like I'll
Yeah.
probably see it, but I'm not like, oh, that's a really cool like concept or plot. Or I'm just like, oh, okay.
I'm interested in the extent that I'm interested in any Pixar film.
Yeah,
Like, I'm excited to see it on a plane.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll
Can't
watch
wait.
him.
Or I'm excited for this movie to somehow make me cry against my will.
Right.
Like,
Oh, it for sure
there's gonna
will. The writer,
there's gonna be-
the writer-director's been involved with one of the films he worked on was Inside Out.
God
Right.
damn it.
He worked on
Yeah,
Brave.
Yeah. I look forward to taking acid and watching this movie. And wishing that I didn't.
That's how it's
It's gonna be
intended.
really sad. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Taking acid and watching a Pixar movie is the syncing up Dark Side of the Moon to Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
I'm like not invested in this. I don't care. And it's so weird to me to be in that situation because I was like, oh, this hits several cultural touchstones of things I like. And I'm just like, I don't care.
I care as much as I care about most Pixar's, except for the like Toy Story 4, the sequels that that Disney made them do. Those are like, I have very little enthusiasm for Toy Story 4.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I really was enthused about was Planes.
Oh yeah.
Oh sure.
Well, the second Fire and Rescue is quite good. The second Planes, it's like a disaster movie in Yellowstone.
Is
It's
Dane
like-
Cook in it?
Yeah,
He
I
sure
think so.
is. Yeah.
So is
for all you Dane Cook heads out there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Who else is in it? Fucking oh god damn it.
Well, I don't remember. Ed Harris,
Westworld.
I think.
Ed Harris. There we go.
Larry the Fios guy.
No, Ed Harris does a voice in it. He's like the Paul Newman of it. It's out of the Cars series, I would say Planes, Fire and Rescue is the second best of that.
That's really funny to me.
Yeah.
That Planes 2 is the second best in the
Yeah.
Planes-averse.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
a real
Cars-averse.
It's a real bummer. I've seen a lot of them because my nephew was really into them.
Like my nephew is Dane Cook.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and he made me watch them. He sat me down. It's like, look, aren't
Why-
these
yeah, he
just
watched
as
me the
good
whole
as
time.
the regular Cars movies?
I said uncle.
The worst part of Dane Cook are the people that open for him that use that as their claim to fame because they are worse than he is by far and away.
That's a very specific riff on one very specific person.
No, it's
that is a
That
real
is a
piece of shit.
subtweet
Well,
and spoken
it's-
word for.
It is because it's him, but there's a few others too that I'm just like, oh, of course you did. Like,
We can segue from Cars to
Yeah,
the next trailer.
we sure can.
Sure.
We could do that. It would probably be less clunky if I didn't say that. But the next trailer is Ford v Ferrari.
Sagging from Cars. We are moving from Cars
Nice.
to
This
a
movie
show
has
about
Matt
cars.
Damon, who's building a car for Christian
oh, I knew
Bale.
I saw. I knew I saw Matt Damon somewhere when
Yeah,
I was
it's
watching
Matt Damon.
trailers.
Matt Damon in a cowboy hat.
Yeah, and Christian Bale doing just some fucking voice.
I don't know
because
what
he
the hell
can't
is
not
going
do
on.
one.
Oh my god!
He's the anti-Pratt.
Yeah.
Yep, he's the anti.
We've never heard his real voice except for that time he yelled at the lighting guy.
Right. Yeah, you're right. It's also he looks like he lost some weight for this role too because
Of course
can't
he
stop
did.
doing that. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Christian Bale? No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like not like that much weight. Like this is
Well,
clearly based off a real person.
Considering he went from Vice to this, it's a lot of weight that he.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No,
He's
I
a
just mean,
BMI
like-
yo-yo.
I just mean like your standard, your middle of the road
Right.
Christian Bale. Like he's clearly skinnier than that. And it's funny because it's like no one cares. Even if he's playing a real person who is slightly skinnier than him, he doesn't have to do that. As opposed to Matt Damon, who's just like, yeah, I'm just going to say the lines. in
After
my
The
regular
Informant,
voice.
he's like, I'm just going to do my thing. I'm
Yeah.
not going to. Because he gained weight for The Informant and couldn't get rid of it.
Right.
Which is why he had to wear a fucking t-shirt for... He got for the fucking space one, Elysium, where he got like a cybernetic spine grafted over his t-shirt.
yes.
Wait, what?
And in that last Bourne movie he did, like he was still had informant
He's still-
fat on him
wow,
that he couldn't
that
get rid
movie
of. He just
wrecked
couldn't
him.
get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard when you get older. How old is Matt Damon now?
He's 75 years
Yeah,
old.
he's 75.
Yeah.
He's
here's the
92.
thing.
Still looks younger than
He is
Tommy Lee Jones.
Kirk Douglas's age.
I don't like. I'm not invested in car movies, and I'm like stoked on this movie for some reason.
Yeah, I'll see it.
That's weird. I'm kind of the opposite where it looks fine. I have no reason to see this movie. I'm sure I might, like, for a podcast.
This is like
but if
the-
it could.
This is the epitome of like my dad is going to watch this movie.
Yeah, I'm in it for the soundtrack. I'm stoked they have the Stones on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's a biopic, so of course they do.
Man, Liv Tyler and the Stones, like, man, that Tyler family's making some money this year.
Wait, what? You mean Aerosmith?
That's what I meant.
What band do you think the Rolling Stones are?
I don't know why I did that, but I mean, does this sparkling water have booze in it?
Oh,
You remember
you've
Rolling
both been
Stones, Yellow
drunk, yeah.
Submarine? We get the whole thing. We throw it together.
Wow, now one podcast I called you the wrong name, and now I was thinking that Steven Tyler is in the Rolling Stones.
People
What's wrong
still
with
call me the wrong name on Twitter now because of that one fucking episode.
It's all white dudes. It's just
Yeah, we're
Steven Tyler,
we're all the
you,
goddamn
like
same.
I don't know.
White Boston dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's from Boston, isn't he?
I think
Yeah.
he's actually from like. I think he's not even from Boston.
Well, yeah.
The
like,
band's just
I think
associated
he was more
with
from
being
your
there.
neck of the woods.
I was
wasn't
gonna
it?
say like people say I'm from Boston.
Yeah.
and
Wait,
it's like,
I didn't
well,
know
I'm
you were from
3
Mass.
hours
It's from
away
a
from
distance,
Boston.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Western Mass, from Northampton, Massachusetts.
Oh,
Yeah. Home of Calvin Coolidge,
faces.
Heralds and faces.
Heralds and
Yep.
Faces.
Yep.
We got Kurt Vonnegut. We got the Pixies.
Oh.
Uma Thurman went to UMass.
Oh, I went to UMass too, but I'm no
Nice.
Uma Thurman.
Valerie Thurman went to
Valerie
UMass.
Thurman.
Valerie Thurman.
I think this movie looks really interesting because, like, what was the one that Chris Hemsworth did that should have done better and it didn't, about the Formula One guy
Yeah.
with Ron Howard?
That's a thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ron Howard directed a Formula One movie starring Chris Hemsworth.
I think
And Daniel Bruhl. What was that called?
racing movies are bad.
This one looks good though.
Well, yeah. I think they can be. They're like, it's a really easy thing to make dramatic.
Yeah,
I've said this before on
I
this
saw
podcast.
Cars too.
Yeah, I've said this before on the podcast. The racing movie I want to write is fucking, and I know it's going to happen at some point, is a pod racing movie done like one of these movies, where it's just a race movie, but it's fucking Star Wars pod racing. Get that sweet prequel.
It's
money.
called
I think-
Rush. Rush. is the name of the film.
I think what we need, I think what the world sort of needs is a reboot of, and you might hate me for saying this, but Cannonball Run.
Sure.
I think
I don't because nobody cares about that movie anymore. So
like
why not?
doing a Cannonball Run, or to a lesser extent a version of Death Race 2020 that, while I love Jason Statham,
Yeah.
is not that story of the Death Race story that they did, but a sort of cross country,
Right.
almost like Rat Race.
I wish I had any idea what you're talking about.
Oh, damn it.
I think for me to be interested in a racing movie, you have to put someone on an electric guitar on the front of one of the cars with
I like that.
flamethrower.
I'll take that all day.
It has to be Mad Max.
You have to have a new Mad Max racing movie.
Yeah.
God, that movie's so good.
It really is.
Yeah.
We all thought there was going to be a sequel too.
Well, it took him like what, 20 years to make this one?
26 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Like Babe was his version of procrastinating. Like he made Babe on the side,
Well,
the way we play like Candy Crush.
Well, isn't Babe 2 like supposed to be like
Pig in the City.
insane?
Yeah.
It's
It's
great.
like-
And he made Happy Feet, which is also a great movie. It's fucking George Miller. Like, I don't know.
George Miller owns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
yeah.
Anyway, I want to see Ford versus Ferrari,
Yeah.
even though I don't care about cars. And I want Ford to lose. I
Yeah.
hate Ford
They don't lose.
Oh, really? Why? Why, Jeff? Why do you hate Ford?
because I bought a bad car from them.
That he still has. Poor guy.
Ah,
See, Tom, you're not the only one who's having car problems.
I know.
My car's doing great. I got a Toyota Matrix, and it's terrific.
Toyotas are great.
It's been across the country twice. I drove it to Chicago and back to Massachusetts, then to Los Angeles and back, and then to Los Angeles again.
Damn.
It's doing great.
You know, now it's just going to burst into flames.
Oh, yeah. It's exploding as we speak.
It
Just like the Matrix.
it grew arms and is ripping itself apart right now.
Yeah.
Screaming like that one Robo from RoboCop 2. Shoots itself in the head.
Oh, man. All right, let's go to the next one, which is
Let's.
Luce.
This looks interesting, actually.
Yeah. Octavia Spencer is in like everything lately.
Yeah, I'm always thinking it's the same movie, just with a different version of the trailer. I'm like, what's Ma doing in this?
The Moss Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Oh, so Ma works at the school. I get it. I get it. That makes more sense now.
But yeah, this looks fascinating. The only thing that I didn't buy was Tim Roth as a caring father. I was just
big
like,
ass.
that man is way too sinister.
That's why he adopted a kid.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, this looks like a cool thriller.
It is interesting, and I wonder if there's going to be a big pushback on the fact that they're paying a refugee type character as a villain.
Well, that's.
But it's unclear
not
if he's the
clear.
villain.
Yeah, it's
But-
the film.
I know.
Real quick, the movie is about it's Tim Roth and Naomi Watts take in this refugee kid. They adopt him, And he starts having trouble at school with one of his teachers, played by Octavia Spencer. And it's like this real, almost, I get a little bit of a Hitchcock vibe from it, where it's like you're not sure who's lying or who's telling the complete truth. And it's like this escalating conflict between them. It looks really interesting.
See, I'm very aware of that. I'm just saying that I don't know if you know about the internet, but they like to shoot first and consider anything else later.
Yeah, I mean this movie feels like it's addressing that stuff, at least in the trailer.
Well, I also think too, there's right now Jeff, because you were a teacher. Right now, it's like. It's a scary time to be a teacher with the internet and everything. Is that like we've had friends that have gotten fired for
you
like
can't even flirt with a kid now without being accused of me tooing somebody. Huh?
No, but it is interesting though that like it's tough now for teachers because everything is a fireable offense. Like
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you would know more than me. I don't know. I'm interrupting you.
No, I was just gonna say it's interesting because there was a lot of times that you'd have a parent say, are you calling my kid a liar? And the easiest way to diffuse that is to be like, did you ever lie as a teenager?
Right. Or be like, your kid's a fucking liar.
Yeah.
You 100% can't do that.
I'm just surprised more parents are like, I know the kid. Like, I believe
you. They're like, my child would never lie. I'm like, yeah, my mom would have said that too, and I was lying.
Yeah.
We lie. It's human nature to lie.
Have you seen Chernobyl?
Because really, you should see it if you have.
Honestly, fuck whatever we're talking about. Just go watch Chernobyl.
No, with the... why were we talking about this? I was just going to say being a teacher is like being like a little celebrity where like your internet presence is just, it's like a small group.
Have you not heard that bit I do?
You have maybe that's where I got it from. I literally
do that bit.
Maybe you incepted me.
It's like you can't, there's no privacy for you.
Yeah. Right, and it's the same with your internet. If you say something that's taken wrong on the internet, like it all goes crumbling down.
Your whole career can fall apart,
Yeah, I bet I got incepted by your...
Yeah, because that's a joke. One of the earliest jokes I wrote actually was just being a teacher is being the world's shittiest celebrity. Because you don't.
Yes, I did hear
you don't get the paycheck for it, but there's always people that know what you're doing everywhere you go.
Right. Okay, so that's Luce.
So Luce.
Yeah.
Everybody go see Luce.
A chilling tale of the early years of my comedy career.
All right, final trailer. This doesn't. I don't think this is like big on the internet. It doesn't have many clicks, many views on the YouTube, but it's called The Cleaning Lady. Mm-hmm. It's a horror movie.
This looks really interesting.
It's also known as Single Burned Female.
Yes.
Oh,
he did the thing.
Yeah, but that is exactly what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the story of a cleaning
burned
lady.
Female is an accurate description.
Yeah. It's a cleaning lady who has burns on her face who gets obsessed with the woman she works for. Which is, why you don't talk to the cleaning help. Yeah. That's
you just let him in and you leave.
Yep.
That's right.
You lock yourself in the bathroom until they need to clean it.
Don't make friends with the staff.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks, I don't know, it looks like a fun thriller. It looks
nice and creepy.
It's got kind of like a Elijah Wood Maniac vibe to it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think she's going to try to steal her face.
Yeah.
She makes a mask of it.
Yeah, right. She definitely makes like a plaster cast of her face.
Yeah.
She definitely kidnaps her too.
Oh, for sure.
They show it in the trailer.
It also looks like she's taking other people too.
Yes.
So it's like...
Right.
This is not a good time for these previews. All have like unfortunate people as possible villains in every role. Because you got her, you got your refugee... in Luce, and then in Ad Astra we have Tommy Lee Jones who has progeria.
Yeah,
and
he's been dealing with it for many years now.
I don't know.
He's just a little boy. He just wants to graduate high school.
Him and Tom Holland are in the same class. He's like Jack.
They should remake Jack with Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh my god!
Just not into it.
But
like,
but not as a kid.
Idea. Yeah, at no point selling the idea that he's a child.
I'm a 10-year-old boy.
And the whole movie is just people like, I don't think
he's really
lying.
He doesn't act like a 10-year-old.
Is he called Jack? Like, question mark at the end.
Jack?
They call it Jonathan because he refuses to be called Jack.
If my parents wanted me to be called Jack, they would have named me Jack.
Yeah. Everybody go see Jonathan.
Starring
Tommy Lee Jones as a non-precocious 10-year-old boy. Just still gonna have a crush on Fran Drescher.
Christian Bale plays the dad, also does a weird voice.
Yeah. It's just a mess.
Featuring Chris Pratt as the dog that talks like Chris Pratt.
It's perfect. It's the perfect movie.
Shit.
Imagine that fucking insane movie.
Well, I mean, why not? At this point,
Why wouldn't we make that? Yeah.
we're in the abyss.
Yeah.
Like it's like
We're in the end game now.
Yeah, it's at least it's not a remake. Like at least it's an original idea.
We have until
kind of.
2050 for this movie to come out.
yeah.
What are we clinging to here?
Okay, that's it for trailers.
All right.
We got the news stories now.
Yeah.
Oh, was there more things we should have looked at?
Yeah, there's some stories
Oh, all right.
that you're going to be down with.
Even
Okay.
I don't like click on a lot of the articles that we post. I just look at the headline.
Ooh, I
and
even
skim.
wrote comments on some of these. If
Yeah,
you
you
didn't
did.
notice.
I noticed. First story is that Keanu Reeves is rumored to join the MCU.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Keanu.
I think the MCU is going to hit a problem.
Yes.
I think
And that
people-
is John Wick.
yes. Well, I think they finished the big story, the 10-year story, and I think people are legit ready to move on. Excuse me. I say that with no evidence, just my own emotions, where it's like, and they're like, oh, here's Spider-Man. And it's like, well, half the universe just died and got brought back. And it feels like it's like the Lord of the Rings to the Hobbit.
Yeah.
So this is what we refer to this in comics. This is the issue 13.
Right. It's after the big run. Yeah.
This is of when you do a maxi series of 12 issues that wraps up. Usually the first 6 issues are a small story point building up to a larger one, and that second 12 issues is the largest. It's like the sort of culmination of that.
Right.
Then they will decide, or usually beforehand, but they'll decide whether they want to continue the series to keep going based on how well it does and how well it's received. So we're looking now at sort of our...
Right. And I would trust Marvel to know how to handle this.
People also did that with people who were afraid of that after Avengers.
Mhm.
They thought that after Avengers, it was
I
like,
guess.
all right, well, we did the thing that they set out to do, so...
I see what you mean with that, but I do, like, Avengers at least was continuing. There was the shit with Thanos in that.
Now, here's what's interesting about the Eternals, though, is because it's such it's relatively obscure. It's sort of... It's something that Jack Kirby just kind of threw together.
Is the Eternals what they're thinking of for him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would that be a big... Because my theory is that Marvel was just like, okay, we just freed up a bunch of Robert Downey Jr. money.
Yeah. Who can we get?
Let's go to Keanu.
Well, I think
and be like, will
Keanu
you
just
be-
deserves all the rewards.
Yeah. And they must see John Wick, and they're like, yeah, let's get him.
Yeah, let's have him do something cool.
Yeah.
Who would he play in the Eternals?
Well, here's the thing about that is like whether... Depending on who he plays or not, what we find out is Thanos is himself a type of Eternal.
Okay.
So that gives you sort of where they could be going with this. The Eternals, because they're very steeped in Jack Kirby mire, is probably going to have an aesthetic that's not terribly dissimilar to Ragnarok.
Ooh.
Huh.
With when they're on like Battle World or whatever it is and stuff like that. Like that sort of like the kind of trippy 70s vibe.
And that would be a smart... Are they in space?
Sometimes.
Okay, because it would be smart for them to go away from Earth for a while.
Yeah.
Give Earth a
But
rest.
they do that.
Well,
but
they do with the
that.
Guardians,
Guardians
too.
of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah. I
and-
just
and-
mean like for the next big thing. Like, I
Right.
feel like moving to space a little bit.
you have to do both
Yeah.
because people will relate to Earth.
Yes.
Like people there's still the film idea that people like seeing things that they can place themselves in.
Right.
But then also the idea of fantastical bullshit.
Yeah.
So they're going to do that with Guardians of the Galaxy. And then I think Eternals is going to do that as well.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I trust them to be able to keep it going, but I think there might be an extent where just like mainstream, most people might just be, might finally be tired of this. right? Like, I think comic book fans are never going to stop watching these movies.
Yeah, they're always going to be massive.
I think of people like my family, like I've had, like, with Endgame, I've had, like, my parents or my sister be like, I guess I'm gonna go see that, because it's like, it doesn't even matter if they're into comics or not. It's like the big fucking thing.
And then there's people like me who are like, I'm going to see Dark Phoenix because I have an addiction.
So excited for Dark Phoenix.
It's at a 20%, you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody I've talked to is like, it is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh, I can't
I
wait.
had somebody that literally said, I can't wait until the embargo is lifted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
lifted.
Wait, what
now.
does that mean?
They're not allowed to review it until after an embargo goes up.
Well, yeah, they can't say what their review is until you lift an embargo after
It's
it.
usually the
sort of
Wednesday before the movie comes out.
everybody bought their tickets ahead of time.
Yeah, one of the reviews I saw said that there's an entire, like, plot sequence about them having to cross a street. I'm so excited.
I've heard that too. That's what Mick was saying too. Was that it was like just insane.
Yeah, it's like,
I like
nonsense. I hear it's like nonsense.
Oh,
I'm
man,
so excited. for that. Yeah. Okay.
There are not many good X-Men movies.
Here's
No.
hoping for a cameo from my spiky bad boy.
Yes.
From
Oh,
X3.
your spiky boy.
Ah.
You're so proud of him.
I love my spiky boy.
I love everything single X-Men because I don't know why. I probably shouldn't.
Because they're insane.
Because they're god
Yes.
awful.
Because they're stupid. They're just
I also
like,
just can't wait to watch Jennifer Lawrence be so fucking over it.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Oh, in the trailer we
She's
saw her.
over.
be
I know.
over it.
She's over in Apocalypse because she's barely in the Mystique makeup in Apocalypse.
No, she's just like, CG my face, put some of that shit on. I don't
Yeah.
I
fucking
don't give a
care.
shit. Movie magic, this crap.
You know what? Yellow stickers on my fucking, just put them on.
Right. This is the sort of the problem. I don't think they're complaining with being like with the cinematic universes where it's like getting, like, for someone like Jennifer Lawrence, it was like getting like just whatever job she could get. Like, she was new, like,
Yeah.
she was like, yeah, I'll play Mystique. And then they're just like, okay, you can't leave.
We tied you into 6
Yeah.
movies.
It's like getting a job at, like, Subway.
But
Because
that was-
you need some money, and then you get hired for a new job, and Subway's like, you're not leaving.
But that was also a sort of reboot of the franchise.
yeah,
Of a franchise that is guaranteed to make a lot of money.
it wasn't a bad decision.
Like, I think maybe her contract was bad.
right?
She might not have wanted to sign, because she signed on for 4 or 5.
Yeah, and I mean,
she's been in. This will be the 5th one, right?
Man, I think so, because she
Or the
was in
4th one.
First Class. She was in First Class, then Days of Future Past,
Then Apocalypse.
and then
Okay, this is the
Apocalypse,
4th one.
and then so this is so like if I was her, I would have been like, I'll do 3. We'll do an
Right.
option on 4. Because
Yeah.
after Apocalypse, I'd be like, I'm fucking done.
at this point, she must be like, I'm setting fire to the set throughout the day until you kill me off.
Well, I wonder too, like who her reps were that agreed to that deal. They were like, "No, you should sign this."
Yeah,
I mean, not for nothing, but the first 2 movies she was in are very good.
yeah.
The first 2 X-Men movies that she's in, First Class and Days of Future Past, are quite good.
Yeah.
And then Apocalypse just slams on the brakes.
Ugh.
And it's just like, remember when we used to be bad? Let's do bad stuff again.
just so much bad.
We just watched it on a patron movie night like last week. It was the first time I had seen it. It was shockingly bad. Like
They're like,
I was very
you have-
surprised at how bad it
when
was.
you have Oscar Isaacs as the Thanos of your universe, and instead he just seems like a weird, creepy, depressed
Yeah.
mummy.
let's take Oscar Isaacs and make him nothing like Oscar Isaacs, so he's
Yeah.
just unrecognizable.
Isaac,
always
you guys,
looked like
Isaac,
he
show
was,
the respect.
I know. I was like,
yeah.
"Why are we
Isaac?
pluralizing it?"
Oh,
Isaac.
it always looks like he always had a face like he had just come. Like he had just
Ew.
achieved orgasm.
As
and that was his
Apocalypse,
fa-
you're right. Yeah.
Like he was kind of like always like eyes half opened and
Yeah.
like kind of like, ugh.
They cast him. They cast Oscar Isaac as the ultimate big bad in X-Men to just be bored the entire movie.
Yeah. It's so objectively bad. But Keanu Reeves being in I think this is like the new Andy Warhol statement is like everybody's going to get their Marvel movie.
Sure.
Also, Keanu Reeves is like, he's always been obviously in demand, but recently he's kind of resurfaced as everyone being like, everybody loves Keanu. Keanu's so great. All these stories about him being like
'Cause
such
he's
a wonderful
everyone has a
human.
great story.
Yeah.
Yes. But also like it's almost like they're like, oh, well, we're safe with him because so many people are getting canceled that they're like, oh, well, we can announce him and like we'll be all right.
Keanu's safe.
Turns out Keanu, to do a John Wick movie, gets to kill the dog every time he does it. Oh man.
That's how he gets into character. He has to see a dog die.
I have to see the dog die right in front of me. I do think that though Keanu is that very safe bet. And I was gonna say though, it's like, and Keanu delivers legitimacy, but then I was like, oh, remember that romantic comedy he did with Winona Ryder that lasted like 6 days in the theater?
Yeah.
Destination Wedding.
God.
Yeah, and I heard it was so bad.
I mean, whenever he does any romantic movie, it's not great. I don't think he's capable of like I think he's capable of love like Siddhartha, like the Buddha is capable of loving all mankind, but I don't think he can have a direct connection with anybody.
Did you see Always Be My Maybe yet? The Netflix movie with Ali Wong.
I hear it's fucking great.
He's in it, and he plays himself in it, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. Because
if you want to see him in a rom-com.
But he's not like the romantic lead.
He's kind of in a way almost the antagonist.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's get to the next story.
Here comes my favorite one.
All right. So not only is Robert Pattinson cast as Batman, but we now get a clearer picture of what it's going to be. Hopefully a trilogy, and it's going to be more like detective noir style.
I am into this.
Inject this into my fucking veins.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really cool.
This is what I mean, obviously, Tom and Jeff want to watch that Batman.
We are going to watch the shit out of this Batman.
Yeah, I think they're going to get all three. I think that everybody involved and stuff, this is going to be...
When have we not gotten 3 Batman movies?
That's true. Well, no, I guess...
Ben Affleck.
He was even in 3.
Yeah, because
he was?
Squad,
He's briefly in Suicide Squad.
Well,
which means that we get to do an episode of Suicide Squad for Tom and Jeff.
We get to.
It's. I think I don't want to compare this to the Nolan Batmans, but I think we're gonna get like a unique Batman again.
Yeah,
I like the idea of it being a noir film.
Yes,
a detective film.
Yeah, I'm into that very much. So
yeah.
Do you think Pikachu will be in it?
I hope.
Pikachu noir.
Do you think they're going to tie this to the fucking... I mean, I know it's supposed to be standalone, but that Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix.
I think we're going to get a series of prequels before the Snyderverse. I think Warner is too stubborn to do such a soon reboot. So I really genuinely feel like this is going to be young Ben Affleck's Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is still going to be in the Snyderverse.
I think so.
That's a shame.
Warner. When was the last time you heard Warner make a really genuinely good decision about what they do with their movies?
Warner Brothers, the last good decision they made is getting Harry Potter. That lasted for a while.
That's a pretty good idea. Yeah.
This was Warner Brothers' problem is there was a period in the 2000s where they were doing great.
Yeah.
They were buying multiple houses for themselves. They were having a great time. And then all of a sudden, it all went away. Their Batman was gone. Their Harry Potters were gone. And they were like, oh, let's do it again. And they fucking did Fantastic Beasts and the Snyderverse.
I've tried to watch the Fantastic Beasts movies several times, and I can't get through them.
I haven't seen the second one, but I didn't mind the first one. It wasn't my favorite, but I didn't hate it.
You know what? Fuck you, Val.
Wow. Wow.
I will say the second one I recommend it because it is gibberish. It's a gibberish film.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Is it like when the Pirates
god awful?
When the Pirates movies get to like 4 and 5, and you're like, what is even happening?
I did not. I can't believe you guys watched that many of them.
I didn't. I got up to 3, I think, or 2.
There's literally scenes in the Fantastic Beasts 2 where it's like, I don't know where this person is. I don't know how they got in this room. I don't know what's happening. There's gibberish moments.
It's like the second Matrix.
Yes.
Where you're like, why is there a key guy all of a sudden?
Yeah. Okay. Moving down the list.
It's the second Matrix for 2 movies.
So the Russo brothers post Endgame are making a Magic the Gathering series for Netflix.
Yeah.
That's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I've known about this for like kind of a while.
Really?
Yeah.
And you betrayed us by holding this in?
It's either that or betray an NDA.
I can see where your allegiance lies.
Yeah, Yeah, that $100,000 lawsuit doesn't exactly seem like something I want to walk away with.
Right.
Do you think that maybe, since it's for Netflix, do you think that maybe there's going to be a crossover with Stranger Things?
I mean,
I want there to be.
Or Castlevania?
Mhm.
Magic the Gathering needs to be contained in its own world, because its world is Magic the Gathering has created an interesting mythos that is extremely dense in a way, because they keep releasing different card sets. There's like 2 sets a year.
Surprisingly dense. Like yeah.
Not if you're in the world of the collectible card games, Tom.
They should go the D&D route and get Wayne's brother and Jeremy Irons. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Fuck it.
It's me, Magic the Gathering. It's like, that's not the character's name. What?
It is now.
But like, yeah, so Magic the Gathering has a very thick, very dense backstory for a game that's 25 years old. But we also seem to forget that it's been 25 years before we actually got a narrative that isn't. I think they've done novels.
Okay.
But this is the first media that you get from Magic the Gathering. And Magic the Gathering was the most popular card game on the planet for 25 years straight.
Do you think, I mean, how do you think that they're going to tell the story? Do you think it's going to be something where there's like kids playing the game and everybody has a character? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think so.
No.
I want it to be that. I want it to be like a 90s show where the kids are playing and it magically goes.
Yeah,
and
if it's like Jumanji
they get
or
sucked
something.
into the game. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah, so like the intro credits is literally them as people, and then you see them get sucked into the board game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Like I
Captain
said-
What
N.
are we doing here?
Yeah.
Jumanji.
That's Nicol Bolas,
Oh, God.
the
I
Elder
want-
Dragon.
I want this so bad.
The Elder Dragon.
Jeff, I have a
That's a-
foil Nicol Bolas.
I was like, that's a real thing.
That
I
is
said
a real
out loud.
card, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Do you have the Planeswalker foil Nicol Bolas,
I
or
do.
the play? Ooh.
Right.
See, here's the thing about this world.
Ah.
No, because here's the thing: the company that's making it, Octopi, I believe, and like they're all working. I actually worked on a project that should be coming out within the next couple of months, I'm guessing, with a lot of names of people that you'll know. And when I went to record VO last week at their place, and there was just boxes of open Magic the Gathering cards all over the place, and I was just like, "Can I have these? Can I have them?" And they're like, "No." And I was like,
That's why you don't ask.
"But I want them."
Yeah.
And they're like, "We need this."
You shouldn't have asked.
What a
You
good
just take
story.
Yeah, maybe that was a bad story. Here's the deal, though.
Aw.
Right now in their offices, there are masses of boxes of Magic the Gathering cards.
Okay, so
So
what you're
are they-
saying is we should stage like a Heat style
Kinda.
heist and take all the Magic cards.
Kinda?
No, that already happened in Merrimack, New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah, my friend got $10,000 worth of cards stolen from his store.
Isn't that
And
crazy?
he had it on
Oh.
camera, and
Sucks.
the cops were like, "No, sorry."
What? Cops can just refuse service?
Yeah.
They just won't do
They
anything.
can be like, "We're
It's not worth it.
closed."
They're like, "You're insured."
That's crazy.
Bullshit. All right. So, it looks like this is an added thing in the doc I haven't seen for our next story, which is that Tarantino apparently announced a Django Zorro movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this his
What?
final movie? Is this what he's ending on?
There's a comic of this already.
Unlikely.
There is?
Yes. It was a graphic
Damn.
novel. The movies I assume is going to be based on the graphic novel. It's unlikely that he's going to direct it.
Okay, because there's
But he's going
also
to produce it.
Yeah, he'll
when he
produce
said
it.
he's when he said he only is going to do 10 movies, wasn't there like an interview? I remember, I haven't looked it up, where he kind of says like, "Well, I might do movies after that. They just won't be like, it'll be like fun." Like, is he doing the Kevin Smith
Like,
thing?
I'll
where
do a
he's-
Star Trek after this.
Exactly,
Yeah,
where he's
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this amount of movies, then I'm going to get high a bunch and make a movie about a fucking walrus man. Like, I'm not going to give a shit at a certain point.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just post 10 movies. He's just going to go fucking nuts.
Maybe. I assume
Yeah, I
this will
think so.
be like a hostile situation where he's just like the executive producer of the film.
Yeah.
Right.
And written, I mean, Tom, you wrote this too, right? It's written by Gerard Carmichael.
Yeah.
Which that is extra insane.
What did he write?
Gerard Carmichael's a comedian. He had an HBO special, and he had the Gerard Carmichael Show, which was on NBC, I believe.
Huh. So this is madness. This is just madness.
It's kind of insane.
Okay, I'll watch it.
I mean, it might be a cool movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting tonal shift for Django. Although Django was always kind of over the top, it does deal with some serious shit.
I don't think it's a tonal shift at all.
Not so much, no.
A freed slave and a Mexican freedom fighter.
Are they going to fight?
True,
or are they going to team up?
They're going
to
team up.
They team up.
They're not going to do Batman v Superman, where
like Django is the sort of slave version of Zorro in a way.
That's kind of true.
Or are they gonna fight because and then stop fighting because they find out that their moms have the same name?
They should.
Oh man.
But I'm stoked on that, and so help me God if they get Antonio Banderas as the Zorro.
Oh my God!
Wow, they probably would too.
That would be amazing.
Because he and Tarantino have a good reputation, right? They've
got that Robert Rodriguez connection. Because
so we're gonna get Rodriguez, okay?
I can see Rodriguez doing this. Because why not?
Maybe.
Oh, and I mean, you know that Tarantino trusts him to direct his characters.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Shit. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm into this.
Yeah. Final story is hilarious to me. Kind of sad too. Is that Swamp Thing show that we talked about in previous episodes? It's been canceled after one episode.
Yep.
Does that mean they're not releasing them?
I don't know.
Yeah, where did it air? Has it aired?
DC
it's on
Universe
DC's,
app.
On DC.
Yeah.
We can watch it. It's great, apparently.
Oh, let's go watch it.
Yeah, it was great. So I think DC executives saw it and they're like, no, this is good. We should get rid of it.
This is exactly.
It's a
This isn't
tax
what we're
thing, right?
known for. We need to get rid of this.
Yeah, it's a money thing.
They
What
didn't
happened
get
was
it.
they reduced it from like 13 episodes to 10.
Yeah.
And that was the first bad sign. And then apparently they didn't get their rebate they thought they were going to get shooting in, I think, like North Carolina or somewhere like that. And so I think they just looked at their budget and they're like, we can't afford this show. Because streaming is not something you make money doing.
Nope.
Like Netflix is in debt. So yeah, like you have, like if DC wants to compete, they have to lose money, which they don't appear to be
as we know about
willing to
Warner,
do.
that investment is not worth it for them.
Yeah. But everybody likes it.
I mean, I'm hearing really good things, but I also, wasn't it pre-canceled? We had this conversation, I think on the last Hypecast that I did, where it's kind of believed that Warner is doing its own Disney Plus. And so they're going to kill the DC app and then shift everything into the Warner app.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah,
Warner's doing their own.
That was like the inside hot goss that you brought. Like Dave and I hadn't heard that. That was Young contribution.
Yeah.
NBC's also doing their own, so they're going to pull from Hulu.
Oh yeah.
No!
Oh yeah. That means The Office, Friends, all that shit.
No. Well, for me, it's This Is Us. That's where I watch that.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah.
No, it's on NBC, so it's on Hulu.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Hulu is now owned by Disney completely. So Disney will probably, I don't know what they're going to do with Hulu. I assume they're going to put all their like Miramax shit on Hulu or something.
Wouldn't it be cool
Chasing Amy
if they had one like almost like an all-you-can-eat plan or like an all-you-can-watch plan where it's like every single streaming service, every single channel, everything for one.
It's called cable.
It's called cable.
No, but it's not because you've got things like Netflix and stuff that are making.
It's what we're gonna. It's the joke of what this all is that we're reinventing television.
Yeah,
basically,
it's ridiculous.
It's going to be some companies like, okay, you pay us this lump sum of money, we'll provide you all these channels of streaming, and it's like, yeah, this is what we're just going all the way back around. But you're right.
We've come full circle.
That's totally what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and that's fine. It's going to be weird. Yeah, I think that's it for the news stories, you guys.
That was the news. There were shows about cars, and some shows were then canceled, and things are not great.
How is it that you can stay on tune for that?
Roast Show. Welcome to the Roast Show. Did you know we're in love?
Yeah, I can tell.
No.
It's filling the room.
Yeah. We're so nice to each other when we're not on a microphone.
I don't get it. As soon as there's another person by, she's like, I'm going to make Jeff feel bad.
Yep.
Taking you down a few
It's usually because you rip me apart on Twitter, so then I have to come at it when I have any type of
I posted
outlet.
her nudes.
Oof. Shots fired.
Yeah, she didn't even send them to me. I just took them when she was in the shower.
Yep.
Yeah.
Posted them.
Yep.
It's the camera like that one scene in Karate Kid when he's rolling the joint in the bathroom. But with my... No?
No.
Okay.
It's
Remember when
been a
Johnny's rolling the joint in the
Everybody
bathroom and
listening
then
to this just was like,
Daniel
oh, that's
puts
kind of
the
weird.
hose over the thing? And it's a perspective from Johnny up? No? Okay.
while. No, I've watched that fairly
All right, well,
recently.
You finally
I'm sorry,
out-referenced
Jeff.
yourself.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. It's been
I
a while
feel,
since
no,
I've watched
I feel
fucking
like I
Karate
need
Kid.
to apologize for not remembering this
No,
scene from
don't, no,
Karate Kid.
no, do not.
Okay, let's get to the final thing. Let's get to a movie that deserves more hype, you guys.
Yeah,
got a
Dave,
movie.
tell us about this movie.
Planes 2.
What is it?
This is called Freaks. It's coming out August of this year. It's got an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Yep. It's got Emil Hirsch.
Ooh, Speed Racer.
Yeah, playing
Yeah.
a maniac.
Well, it's not
Which,
a
is
huge
very
stretch
out
for
of
him.
character, yeah. Yeah, this looks very interesting. This is the trailer presents itself as like a young girl who's in this like rundown house, and Emil Hirsch is her father, and he's like insisting that she can't go out and that the world is there's something wrong with the world. And she's looking out and she can see like a regular ice cream truck man, and it appears like, oh, he's a maniac. He's keeping this girl in his house and telling her that the world's fucked up. But as the trailer progresses, like some weird shit starts happening. It's got what's his name?
Bruce Dern.
Bruce Dern. Thank you.
Ooh, you know there's weird shit when Bruce Dern shows up.
Bruce Dern acting weird. I dug into it a little more, and yeah, there's something very sinister happening. There's a bit of a twist in this movie that I won't share, but like you can sort of see it from the trailer. Things are not what they seem.
Right. It seems to be like a world of like superpowered people.
Yes.
Things get a little freaky.
Yes, because there's like
God damn it.
Yeah, someone on the news talking about freaks and like I'm assuming this girl is one of them or something like that. Like he's protecting her, but it's presented like she's a prisoner.
Oh, so it's kind of like X-Men.
Freaks.
It's kind of like X-Men. You're right. She's
Yeah.
kind of a Jean Grey type.
These turtles.
Babies.
You know what? This is really stupid and not related, except it was a 90s reference, and that's what brought me here. I was driving by a gas station the other day.
Mhm.
You know, the Sinclair gas stations?
Yeah, the little dinosaur.
Yeah. That's the last name of dinosaur.
The dinosaurs.
Yeah.
From
Do you think
ABC.
that that's
yeah.
what they did?
I mean, maybe.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Just
Yeah.
kind of fascinating.
We have
I
no
never thought
evidence.
about that.
I hadn't thought
Otherwise-
about it either until literally like a day ago. And I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why.
Honey, on gas.
Nice.
We should do Tom and Jeff Watch Dinosaurs.
Yes.
Right.
Don't you take that from me.
They all get killed by a meteor.
Ugh.
Last thing about this is the weirdest thing is the directors have directed 2 movies that I am aware of that like I was like, oh, I know what that is. One is Leprechaun Origins,
Yeah.
and the other is the Kim Possible movie.
Sure.
So,
my
our
friend Todd
buddy's in
Stashwick
that.
is in that. He's the
Yeah?
villain.
Yeah.
so that's just a hell of a spectrum there between the two. So this could be anything. This could be anything between Leprechaun Origins and the Kim Possible movie.
Or something way beyond that spectrum.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks exciting. It's getting good reviews. I don't know. People check out the trailer for sure. At least check out the trailer. That's all I'm asking.
Freaks.
Please.
It's a remake of that old movie, Freaks.
Yes.
Right, yes.
That movie is fucking
Yeah.
That
crazy.
Out of control.
every single film studies class
Yeah.
makes you watch.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I watched it in film school.
And then you have nightmares of the armless guy with the knife in his mouth crawling
Right.
after you for the rest of your life.
The part where he rolls a cigarette with his mouth was pretty impressive. If you
That's the
remember that
actual
movie.
freak show that he does.
Yeah,
It has
it's
nothing
gay.
to do with his arms and legs.
It's got to get by somehow, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's a sode, everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely a
Ooh.
song.
We
Ladies
did
and
it.
gentlemen, that's a sound.
We did it. Yeah, thanks, Jeff and Val, for doing the show.
Oh, thanks
Thank
for having us.
You.
Do you guys,
You guys
have stuff you want to plug? Where can we find you? What can people do to give you money and eyeballs?
Well, we survived our tour. That's exciting. And let's see. I run a monthly show at the Hollywood Improv called the Mermaid Comedy Hour. It's the second Monday of the month. So if you are in Los Angeles, you can check that out. And it might be going on the road soon. So keep your ears peeled, I guess. You can find me on social media.
Peel those ears.
Yeah, peel those ears. Why can't you? You can find me on social media at Valerie_Tosi. Jeff?
Mint on Card is the second Friday of every month in beautiful Magnolia and Burbank, a blast from the past. So come check that out. Sideshow with Jeff May, available every other Tuesday through Sideshow Collectibles. So check that out. I've had a lot of cool guests, including Todd Stashwick from the Kim Possible movie, among other people.
Like me.
Like Valerie Tosi. Oh, sure. Sure.
Yeah, I took the bullet for the first episode.
Yeah. First episode. Let's see. You can find you guys. It's fucking Gamefully Unemployed. You guys know me.
Yeah, you guys know Jeff, right?
Listen to Tom and Jeff watch Batman. You dumb dicks.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
Dave, what do we got?
Just the Patreon. Patreon.com/GamefullyUnemployed. Check out the aforementioned Tom and Jeff watch Batman, and Fox Mulder is a maniac.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
You guys.
Yeah. All right. Should we get the hell out of here?
Yeah, let's leave.
Bye.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, CORLEW, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.